You want to talk about Steven Crowder?
All right, let's do it.
So Steven Crowder is one of these YouTube conservative grifters who I was telling Dan, I'm like, I wish that I would just be a conservative. It'd be like so much easy money.
It's the easiest grift in the game.
Every take is so obvious. It's like everyone has the same opinion. And if you even have like 1 gram of like personality, then it's just like the easiest grift ever. You guys know Steven Crowder from these Change My Mind things where he goes to college campuses and then debates like
children.
Poor, like not fully educated. You know, in college you think you know shit, but you don't. These are like freshmen in college. I mean, come on. So he does male privilege is a myth. Change My Mind. Stuff like that.
Yeah, I came across one of these one time that just like was so upsetting to watch. About yeah, it's about like, I don't know, I don't even remember, but something about like gay or LGBTQ kind of topic.
You should find some other good ones, like maybe what Hila's talking about.
And it was really annoying.
Yeah, they're all
of his video. You're talking about one of his videos of him.
Change My Mind.
I mean,
they're all like basically like a little racist or misogynist or like white nationally, which is kind of his flavor of content. But anyway, the reason we're talking about him is because he made a video about us. And you know we don't fuck when people talk shit. Play that horn. The war horn? Yes.
Wait, are we even doing that anymore?
I don't fuck around when people talk shit.
But that's usually about Wikifeet.
No, this is about going to war at any time, for any purpose. You hear that? Don't fucking well when people talk shit. But this guy's such a fucking easy target because he's such a douche. Such a douche. Of course, everything comes down to this Joe Rogan clip. Funnily enough, like I don't know, the whole story has echoed through because it's like Joe Rogan, his daddy, he's like daddy conservative now. And like he's like anti-COVID, anti-vax and all this shit. Like, so the conservatives prop him up like, see, and of course, Crowder got offended that I said you should listen to the CDC, which, as you know, is an awful opinion. Which is, of course, why like 500,000 people died, or like 600,000 now. Eh? How many people died now in the U.S.?
I think it cleared 600,000.
Oh, it did?
I think.
I love how he can be like, dude, this guy says listen to the CDC. What a tool. Cut scene to someone dying on a ventilator.
It's just under 600.
Yeah. So here's what he says about it.
And I don't think I've ever seen a more...
I have a lot to say about Crowder, to be honest with you guys. Who, by the way, this guy was recently his whole channel was demonetized on YouTube for being such a shitbag. And that is hard to do. You basically have to be like ISIS to get demonetized by YouTube. I was saying, you know, the only 2 channels I know that were outright banned is Leafy is Here and ISIS. So he wasn't even banned, he was permanently demonetized.
Indefinitely.
Indefinitely.
Which means it could be lifted. Because I guess it happened once before, and he was demonetized for about a year, and then
oh, for real?
And they gave it back. Yeah.
So this has happened already to him?
This is round 2.
What was he demonetized for the first time?
It was for harassing this journalist who's gay.
Oh, right. I remember that whole thing. Right.
It was a whole thing. And YouTube really played it poorly, too, if you recall, because they
pissed everyone off.
They flip-flopped like 10 times on it and managed to make everybody upset in the process. It was very dumb of them.
I do remember. Well, anyway, in this most recent one, his first strike was for spreading election misinformation, obviously. The Nevada voter mystery deepens. He claimed that an unknown person or group altered public records to hide the fact of a former Hillary aide who has been missing for 2 years may have voted illegally. Anyway, he got a strike for that one. He got a second strike For an episode covering the killing of a 16-year-old boy by police, Crowder and his co-host argued that the shooting was justified, making jokes about the circumstance of the shooting. That's pretty. And then you guys may recall the day that the George Floyd verdict came out, he literally posted a mock George Floyd killing where one of his homies kneeled on his neck.
Yeah, that
for
was
11
pretty
minutes.
horrific.
So, I mean, the guy's a piece of shit. Let's be honest. Anyway, let's see what he says.
I believe it was the day he came back to YouTube after.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
He got suspended.
Correct.
For.
I think it was because of that first strike. I think it was the Nevada thing.
The
He got
guy is
suspended, and
such
then
a-
when he.
I mean,
I thought it was.
It could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track because he's got.
I don't get these guys. They act so shocked when shit happens. It's like you've been testing the boundaries relentlessly.
Well, it's a feature, not a bug. You know what I mean? Like every time they get in trouble with YouTube, they get more support from their audience. So
For sure. Yeah, I know.
It was
It's
about.
part of the grift.
I believe it was about the black farmers when he was making the joke.
Oh,
about
dude, you got, and then
Henderson
that
trees
one, he goes,
right.
Dude, I can't even show it. It's so racist. He goes, there's no, he's like, the subsidies to, was a specific carve out in the, one of the bills for COVID relief for black farmers. And he's like, there's no such thing as a black farmer. And he was making all these crazy stereotypes about like the farmers, like
waiting for Jordans and
spending the money on Jordans instead of farm equipment and shit.
Real low hanging fruit.
It was
there.
crazy, like super racist shit, bro. It's crazy that you can be like that much of a shitbag and people are like, yeah, but that's what they like. Anyway, here's what he says.
Okay, here's something that I really wanted to touch on.
Oh boy.
This guy, I think his name. What's his
Bro, I
name?
can't, like, there's so much to say because I haven't really talked about him, but the dude has such small dick energy that he's wearing a holster. He wears a fucking gun holster, bro.
Oh my god.
Like, he has such beta
What?
energy. He needs a gun holster to feel like
Wait,
masculine.
he's wearing it as like an accessory?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, always.
Yes. He wears a gun holster, bro. And he's got tissues next to him in case, you know.
He starts
he needs
crying.
Exactly. In case he starts crying and his mascara starts running, or if he, you know. I was gonna make a jizz in his pants joke, but I don't know where that's going. Yours was funnier, frankly. But why is there? I mean, dude, having tissue on the desk is not that big of a necessity. Really.
Pro tip for all guys: don't wear this kind of shirt. Too.
Good call.
Bad luck.
baseball tees.
Yeah.
Well, anytime you put a gun holster over it,
Yeah.
which I guarantee is empty. Because let's be honest, his homies don't want to show up to the office when this dude is unhinged with guns on his side. But yeah, beta as fuck.
Token Allen? Is his real name Ethan?
Ethan.
Ethan.
Yeah.
Is it?
The H.
Yeah. It's Ethan.
What's so
What is it there?
Okay,
Ethan Klein-
dude, look at this
You're the
big show.
audio
He's
guy.
trying to act like he doesn't know who I am. Crowder has been such a bitch. He's been trying to collab and get me on his show and come on hit my show. And I'm always like, I don't fucking like this guy. He's a massive douchebag, and I've always ghosted him. Him and Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin and all those guys always wanted to hook up with me because I was making social justice warrior videos.
What's his name? Ethan?
Ethan? What's that name? Eth? I've never heard that name. Ethan?
Yeah.
It's like, you know who I am, dude.
I don't know how to pronounce this.
And if you don't know who I am, you definitely have heard of the name Ethan before.
Is it Ethan?
Ethan? Ethan?
Aton.
Ethan.
So, I have an email, by the way, from his, like,
Producer or some shit.
one of his producers trying to get me to come on the show. Here, I'll read it, because there's some funny excerpts in it. Louder with Crowder. Here, let's see. I thought I started. Oh, here it is. I'm in the wrong email. He sent it to my business email because he didn't have my fucking normal email. Thank you, Jack. I needed that. I thought it'd be easy. You know, you have this star feature, but it doesn't put it at the top of your pile. It's like, what am I going to go? Here it is, anyway. So, hi, I'm a celebrity talent booker for Louder with Crowder. I'd love to book Ethan Klein.
Ethan?
Ethan Klein.
Who?
They even bolded my name.
Is that his real name?
What?
They bolded my name. They said, Louder with Crowder is a syndicated show hosted by Steven Crowder, stand-up comedian. He may be many things, but I don't think this motherfucker is a stand-up comedian. He was a host for 4 years on Fox News. He was their youngest ever contributor. It said Roger Ailes even had a round with him. Steven's irreverent, edgy, yet distinctively conservative style has thrust him into the national success, appearing on most major cable shows. And then when I didn't respond, this booker was so desperate to get me, she said, she responded, let's see, 5 days later, good morning, following up on the below request, can we find a day that works? And then again, 7 days later, forwarded me the original email again. So Crowder is very desperate to get me on his show.
Who?
For a guy who says he
Who?
who's never he doesn't he knows me so little he doesn't even know how to pronounce Ethan. He's never even heard of that name before.
Choder.
Ethan Klein, your mic's on there.
You're the audio guy.
Ethan Klein.
There you go.
Ethan?
I love
Ethan?
how the sub audio guy has to.
Wait, let me go
That I
back, 'cause I
really
love
wanted
this.
to touch on.
Oh, boy.
This guy, I think his name. What's his name there? Token Allen. Is his real name Ethan?
Ethan?
I can't believe he's wearing
Ethan,
the
yeah.
Ethan?
holster.
Is it?
The H.
Yeah. It's
Ethan?
Ethan. What is it? Then?
Ethan?
Ethan.
Ethan?
Oh, what is this? Is this a gag? He said
Maybe
that
it's
name like
gag.
10 times.
Klein, your
Maybe
mic's
it's
on
gag.
there.
You're the audio guy.
But I don't see
Ethan
them
Klein,
laughing.
I
No.
love how the sub audio guy has to
No,
do
I'm
podcasts, right? When they're saying, look, anyone can do a podcast. Ethan
I
Klein,
turned it
right? So this is H3. H3 is like a popular podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
And this is kind of when people criticize podcasts, right? When they're saying, look, anyone can do a podcast, and it's
Super original.
It used to be with
joke,
radio or
by the
television,
way,
you had
that
to
I've never
fundamentally
heard
be
before.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but I also have a problem with gatekeepers because sometimes there were interesting people who couldn't make it through the gatekeepers because they were too controversial, right? But then there were some people who have no business really being on air because they don't offer anything. So this exhibit here of H3 Productions is perfect. It's like, you know this, when you've done stand-up, right? And then every stand-up comedian is like, I do a podcast. People go like, oh yeah, my husband's unemployed too.
Yes, of course.
Right?
There's over 1 million. Did
Right.
you know that?
It doesn't surprise me.
Dude, this is like so funny that there's so many people with podcasts, but not many of them are good.
Right.
That's an observation that is super unique and new.
Right.
Except
One
for
hurt,
good-
Ethan? Are you hurt?
Yeah, it did hurt.
Okay.
It hurt a lot. You know,
What did you call him?
Steven Stroden.
No, Hila. Your name?
Ethan.
Oh, Ethan.
Ethan. Even Trump knows how to say my name,
Ethan.
Steven.
Ethan.
Steven? Is his name Stefan?
Steven.
Good.
Steven.
They were upset about Joe Rogan, I guess, something Joe Rogan talking about masks. I just think this is one of the more popular podcasts on YouTube, from what I understand. I don't think I've ever seen a more perfect encapsulation.
So he's calling our podcast one of the more popular ones, but at the same time, we have no business doing a podcast.
And he's never heard of it.
Yeah.
Ethan.
Even though he tried to get on it multiple
doesn't
times.
know how
He tried
to
to get you on his show multiple
Such
times.
a fucking goon. I think it's so funny when people pretend like they don't know someone. Like, bro, come on, don't front.
Ethan.
Just say I know him. I know about him. I don't like him. It's fine.
Of groupthink and discouraging any sort of critical thinking whatsoever and laughing about it with no self-awareness. This is my favorite clip of
You
the
guys-
year. Let's
okay.
roll.
Is
This
this
guy wants to talk about self-awareness while he's sitting there with that holster on
and a
his
box of
shoulders.
tissue next to him. Bro,
Sorry.
why do you have a box of tissue? Look how much do you need tissue? How much tissue does he use in a show?
It's a good question.
Like, I have this tissue in my house, like in the bathroom.
But you're on set. You're recording. You're not gonna need
Who
a
has a
gun.
box of tissue next to them?
What's with the holster? Unless he's really just wearing it as an accessory, which is also pretty bad.
No, it's part of the grift. It's like, I'm one of you.
I'm a badass.
All right.
I'm a LA-based comedian, but I'm not one of the coastal elites.
He's just such a hot target that someone might burst in trying to shoot him, even during the show.
I don't think he's in
He's
LA.
a walking target.
Just to correct you on that.
Oh.
I think he lives
Been
in
in
Texas
LA?
or some shit.
Of course. I feel like he's like a. Where's he from?
I'll fact check it, but I don't think he does his show from Los Angeles.
Ooh.
All right.
Anyway, this is his favorite clip of the year.
I'm glad he enjoyed it. Maybe there's a reason it's one of the most popular podcasts.
Right. I mean, even if we can dissatisfy you this much.
Yeah, he's based in Dallas.
Oh.
Oh boy. Oh, why'd I have to say it? Oh,
Joe
no.
Rogan out here in Texas, boy. We coming up now, boy.
But
I got my tissues and my
isn't he
gun.
from Canada?
He's Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh my God, is he really?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
We need to stop letting them in. We need to stop letting them in.
I'm saying he's born in Detroit.
Uh-oh,
Really?
AB.
Detroit, but people say that he's Canadian all the time.
Yeah, what the fuck? How
His
come
citizenship, is from Canada.
His Wikipedia says he's an American-Canadian conservative political commentator. So I don't know.
All
He
I
has
know-
dual citizenship.
We kicked him out.
All I know is that once I'm done shooting my gum, I'm gonna wipe the tears away. Cause boy, is that scary. Woo!
Ethan.
Ethan. All right, let's watch.
You gotta wear a mask, so I'm out there wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Wow, big deal. And then now they say, if you're outside, you don't
Wait
need to
for
wear
it.
a mask. It's pretty simple. You want
Wait
to talk about
for
who's
it.
dumb?
Yeah, I mean, the CDC is like this whole governmental body with scientists and shit that just tell us what to do. You don't have to think about it, dude. Okay. Now, first of all, he shows like he's made this whole declaration that we have no business doing podcasts. This is all he watches in this. It's like 5 seconds. Obviously, my point is that if you're so fucking stupid, then yeah, you should listen to the CDC, bro. It's their, like, I don't understand this assumption that these
just
fucking
sheep.
rednecks understand more than doctors who've spent their whole life studying disease.
Hey man, he's
prevention and
Googled Googled around for 10 minutes, dude.
Yeah, Ethan, he's not anti-vax. He's just asking questions, right?
Ethan.
All right, anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me play it. You think that was rehearsed? Because he's definitely watched it.
After dark.
Seriously, they just tell you. You don't have to think about it, dude.
Come on. You
By
just
the way,
do what they tell you.
my rule is, right, whatever we say, always just extend the context a minute in either direction. It only gets worse.
But he says that, but he didn't show anything else we talked about.
I don't know. Does he?
No,
show
I
more?
watched it. He doesn't. Because I was like, I hope he does show the context because he gets like all of the basis of facts wrong. But like I was like, dude, you could have at least showed more of the clip.
Honestly, it
Joe
doesn't even
Rogan's so
matter.
stupid. Why is he questioning the CDC or Fauci? Yeah, seriously, bro. You're not a doctor. I don't want to think about things.
Bro, do you fucking question like, let's say the
God, he's so dumb.
it's like so stupid. Do you go to the doctor and then bro, I literally can't. Do you go to the pharmacy and overlook you be like, oh, is that the right medicine? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, there's certain people in this world that we don't need to especially when you're such a dumbass and you don't understand how disease prevention works, then you should be listening to Dr. Fauci and the CDC.
Also,
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense too, so I choose to listen to it. It's
Right.
logical. They're not telling me go jump off a building, and I'm like, well, this doesn't make sense, but I'll do it anyway. They're saying wear a mask during a pandemic. Pretty
with a
obvious,
disease
pretty
that
simple.
spreads through the air. Like it's pretty easy.
It's
to
kind of
follow the
logical.
logic, yeah.
So I kind of don't have a problem listening to people who know what they're talking about when they also are making sense.
It also makes sense. People who are vaccinated and people who wear masks. If you look at like Taiwan and New Zealand, or like Asian countries where mask wearing is prevalent, there's no fucking disease, bro. Everything makes sense. So you don't need to question every single fucking thing that comes up in your life, dude. I think that's part of your problems.
But we're just
When you look at ingredients on your food, do you go to the packing plant and then re-examine everything. He probably grows only his own food.
Keep playing. Wanna watch more?
Why is his homie dressed up as Peter Pan too? His homie's dressed as Peter Pan. There's a tissue on the table. He's got a gun, which is which is just like a metaphor for cock. These guys fuck.
It's got to be some sort of inside joke. On
Maybe
the show
they're
or
shifting.
something.
Maybe they're shifting.
Oh, maybe they're
shifting.
shifting.
They're definitely shifting. Crowder wants to be the little Never Boys.
Right.
What are they called?
The Lost Boys.
Yeah, he's a Lost Boy for sure.
Do what people tell me. And we just went through with Fauci how he went from it occurred in nature.
Yeah.
Oh no, it may have happened in a lab. They've been wrong. So you could, if you do that, there are many instances where you could have made yourself very sick.
Well, yeah. When do
What?
From what? From wearing a mask?
From wearing a mask?
Yeah. Oh,
What are you talking
I have so much
about?
regret that I wore.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
my God, I wore a mask.
I can't believe I wore a mask during that pandemic. Oh, that was so fucking stupid of me. I should never have listened to these scientists that spent their whole life studying this. I got to think for myself. I get all of my information from Facebook groups. Free thinkers. I don't know. They always do that. They always try to undermine Fauci's his whole credibility, because in the beginning he said you don't need to wear a mask, and then he said you do need to wear a mask, and like he changed his mind based on the situation, right? And they act like you can never change your fucking mind on anything, otherwise it proves that you're lying and that you should never listen to them. He's like, listen to Dr. Fauci, bro. Yes, especially you, dumbass.
Ethan?
Oh, thank you, Trump.
How do you say that? What was that?
Ethan?
What's that word? What does that word mean?
Ethan?
Never heard that
Ethan?
sound before.
Well, he's questioning everything, even how to read the name.
Bro, you think that tissue's made of paper? Pfft. You just trust what the tissue people tell you?
Ethan?
You trust that coffee you're drinking? You just trust?
Sheep?
You could be making decisions that could impact your health forever by trusting that that's coffee. I don't trust that that's coffee unless what could be in that coffee? You don't know.
Ethan?
By the way, I think it's a beautiful thing when science will change something. They'll be like, "Hey, we know now that something is different than we knew before."
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing because they have data and they learn.
Right.
It's a great thing.
Right. No, but if you ever change your mind,
That's the one thing
that's
that
proof that there's a conspiracy and that they're idiots and that you need to think for yourself.
do I follow them? At what point along the chain of their changing their
Always.
mind do I go,
Every
well, that's
time.
the way I should go?
Every single time. You should always follow their advice. From before and after they changed their opinion. And not from a Facebook group that tells you that Bill Gates is putting a microchip in your shoulder.
Oh, no, sorry, that's the way I should go.
You didn't understand his last half. You don't even have to think about it, dude.
Exactly. It's that simple. They're scientists that spent their whole fucking life, bro. Imagine you wouldn't even have to make this video if you just didn't even think about it. When people smarter than you that dedicated their whole life to scientific research, you look at all the stress and strain on him that could have been prevented. You don't even have to think about it. I agree.
they like to think a lot.
Trying to think, but nothing happens.
Exactly. When you think and nothing happens, then you should listen to the CDC. That's my point. I was watching Hassan reacted to this clip, and he said he doesn't see Crowder usually get this worked up, so he was impressed that I got him so triggered. So I thought that was kind of fun.
Well, somebody pointed out, and we didn't realize it when we were talking about it last night, that I believe it was the same episode that you first mentioned what you just went into, the fact that Crowder had tried to get you on the show.
Right.
So I have a suspicion that that is what this is really about.
He's butthurt that I ghosted him and I
Exactly.
outed him.
Exactly.
Come on, bro.
Trying to think, but nothing happens.
You're already too far out of the precedent he set. They tell you what to do. You don't even have to think about it, dude. Look, that's not a good rule of thumb for anything in life, but they act like
Man, it's a good rule. I mean, Yeah, when you're as dumb as you that can't understand shit and you're like literally becoming a biohazard, you should listen to CDC, bro. I know that. I mean, what's the point of government if we don't trust these whole institutions that we've propped up, funded, regulated?
Well, you don't even,
the whole society breaks down.
You don't have to blindly follow it, even. I mean,
Yeah,
you can
obviously.
think critically about it,
We're
but like Hila
talking
said,
about a mask. It
Yeah.
makes sense.
this is very straightforward. This is
We're not talking about like going and getting a second opinion from a second doctor.
not chopping off
when
your
you're,
leg,
like,
bro.
You
Right.
have a big surgery to do. Fine, of course.
If the advice was extreme and
We're
seemed
talking
and
about using
eyebrow
our brain.
raising, yeah, I mean, it's just it is common sense. It's just common sense.
I don't think these guys should think, and I stand by that. The less they think, the better off we all are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I really, truly believe that. You know, like, there's so much governmental bodies that tell us what to do that we don't think about.
And they don't walk around with
Drugs,
holsters.
Food, you know,
I trust
all
those
the
people
science and shit that goes on.
Does Steven wear a seatbelt when he drives a car? Does he?
That seatbelts are for pussies. He probably doesn't.
He's got
He's a
his own
giant
strap.
pussy.
Yeah.
His holster has a little clip-on.
There you go. He just.
Everyone in here is the idiot.
Are there
I didn't say that, but yeah.
any people that watch this podcast? Is it like, does it have
I
like,
think it's relative. Yeah, it's popular.
serious?
Here's how I'll
I
guarantee
think
you
I
something.
wanted to be on it.
Ethan? It's so, I think it's popular. I did invite him 3 times. I begged him to come on my show.
I love how the dude
Ethan?
in the big green polo is saying, "Does anyone watch this?" He's the one trying to bag on it.
Yeah.
Fucking Peter Pan ass looking motherfucker.
Maybe it's a
Tell me you touch kids without telling me you touch kids. His homie here.
Maybe it's a Halloween party. He's Peter Pan. Crowder is
Lost
Indiana
Boy.
Jones with the.
Oh, you think they're yeah.
I seem to recall seeing him in that outfit before. I think maybe that's just his thing on the show.
Maybe.
Yeah, he hangs out at schools after work.
He's shifting, Dan. Come on.
Yeah.
He's shifting, right? He's a shifter. He's a shifter.
He's shifting to a world where it's acceptable to hang out with young boys all day.
Does it have
I think it's relative. Yeah, it's popular.
serious?
Here's how I'll guarantee you something. If there's a guy and a man and a woman, I should say, on one side of the desk and the woman is in a sideways hat, everything they're saying is useless.
Sideways hat?
Got
We were wearing the
you.
fucking Bass Pro Shop hats. We were wearing the Bass Pro Shop hats. Because I went back, I was like, wait, what is he talking about? Because I had to go back. So, because here you're wearing the Bass Pro Shop hat. But like this guy's a comedian. This guy's
Oh my
that's,
God.
Oh, wow.
that's your rule, bro. That's a rule. Here's a rule. Anytime you're in a room with a dude dressed like Peter Pan
And a dude with a
and with a holster,
With an empty holster.
then you're either fucking doing.
But to be fair, we were wearing it ironically.
Of course, that's why they missed the context
Yeah.
of literally everything, and they continue.
Yeah, what happened was Joe Rogan said, "Why is this girl? She's out rule of
shifted.
thumb for anything in life." But they act like everyone in here is the idiot.
Yes.
Are there
Yep.
any people that watch this podcast? Is it like,
Yes,
does
Peter
it have
I
Pan.
think it's relative. Yeah, it's popular.
serious?
Here's how I'll guarantee you something. If there's a guy and a man and a woman, I should say, on one side of the desk and the woman is in a sideways hat, everything they're saying is useless.
He doesn't talk
That's
like he's thought about
embarrassing.
anything
Yeah.
in life.
Well, that's what's
it's
funny that you
like-
just because she went after Joe Rogan because apparently I think he made fun of her hat or her mask or something.
Are you serious?
hat?
Yeah, what happened was Joe Rogan said, "Why is this girl? She's outside and she's wearing a double mask." She's like, "Yeah, I was wearing."
I love how it turns into double mask.
It's
like
not
the facts
double mask.
just change.
Yeah.
The fact is, Hila was at Whitney Cummings' party. She was wearing one mask. This was at the height of the pandemic when gathering was like basically illegal. I think
Everyone,
especially in LA.
everyone got tested, fine. But still, I chose to wear a mask. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Your mask.
You
is
just
making
listen
me
to the
uncomfortable.
CDC? You sheep? You just listen to scientists that have a whole governmental body that spent its entire full of people dedicated to learning about disease prevention
Please
and
take off your
viruses?
mask.
Yeah.
You presume to know more than them? Well, you know, well, yeah.
Wearing the double mask because
Where
at
did he
that
get
time
the double mask?
Exactly. He's just exaggerating shit because
Call the
it's like
police immediately.
he says if you watch a oh right. These guys are so mental, bro. That's Tucker saying if you see a kid wearing a mask, call the police.
It's child abuse.
Yeah, it's child abuse.
It's Child abuse.
Um,
Man.
Yeah, it turns into double. He says if you watch it a minute before or after, it's even worse. I was like, then show it, dipshit. He doesn't.
Rogan, because apparently I think he made fun of her hat or her mask or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah, what happened was Joe Rogan said, why is this girl, she's outside and she's wearing a double mask. She's like, yeah, I was wearing a double mask because at that time the CDC was saying even if you're vaccinated, you have to wear a double mask. So I wore a double mask.
Nope,
Yeah.
didn't say any of that.
The CDC never even said you had to
There
wear a
was no
double mask.
vaccine. No, the vaccine didn't exist when that
Yeah.
incident happened.
No, I know.
I'm just saying, every single detail of what he
Every
said.
Yeah,
single
exactly.
detail is so dumb.
Yeah, he misses every single detail.
What happened was Joe Rogan said, why is this girl, she's outside and she's wearing a double mask. She's like, yeah, I was wearing a double mask because at that time the CDC was saying even if you're vaccinated,
he
you have to wear a
literally
double
didn't
mask.
Even
even
if
So
you're
I wore a double mask.
vaccinated,
Yeah.
no.
Nope,
He didn't
You
even watch
know what
it.
you're talking about.
He didn't even watch it.
not a single thing was
Trying to
correct.
think, but nothing
But
happens.
yet this was his favorite clip. This was his favorite clip of the
the
entire
year.
year. And yet he didn't even watch it.
Fucking awesome.
You're going to need one of those tissues.
That may have
Don't
been
even-
from a bit or something.
The tissue?
Well, just because
Nah, bro.
he said the thing about the hat. I don't want to make the same mistake. You know what I mean?
Super high level thinking. Well, at least I'm watching the part that's relevant to what
True.
I watched the whole segment about it.
Right.
That's not true, Dan. I'm watching the whole fucking segment. If his homie happens to be dressed as Peter Pan and he's got jerk off tissues on the clip, that's fair game for me.
All right,
Because
fair
I'm
enough.
watching the whole damn thing.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Get me fired up here.
Think about it, dude.
I wear a double hat, both sides.
Imagine, and look, imagine if
Who is
Is he
turning that
making
guy's
fun
mic?
of my accent?
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Why does this guy even have a
douche.
microphone? Like, this guy's supposed to be a comedian.
Oh my
You're
god.
enemy number one, Hila. You're foreign and you're a woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And you're outspoken.
And you have a sideways hat.
right.
I made it to America.
His ass is Canadian, so what the fuck's he talking about? His ass is foreign.
Yeah.
Right.
I saw a lot of comments earlier from our Canadian fans saying we do not claim him. So
We don't want him.
I don't want him.
yeah, we don't. Well, shit.
man
I don't know what to do with him.
Texas is like, yeehaw, that's our boy Crowder.
No, I love every Canadian person that I met, so I don't hold it against you guys.
Accept it.
Yeah.
Accept it.
that was applied, I mean, that's Maoist China.
Yeah.
Into
Dude, this is
Russia.
when he goes like so off the rails. I'm not even,
China.
I'm not even following his logic anymore.
How is China? What?
He goes from Hila wearing a mask,
A double mask while she's vaccinated.
which yeah, right. Which none of that is true. But he goes to Hila wearing a mask during a pandemic with an airborne virus, and listening to the CDC, to Maoist China.
USSR. I mean, but that's what, in other words, the government would come in and try and recondition you.
That's
right?
exactly what Goebbels
Listen,
wanted, yeah.
You may hear things that speak out against government, but you are not to listen to them. Hey, listen, I don't even want to think about it, dude.
What is he?
Why?
I'm straining to understand the
He's just.
analogy.
I mean, it always comes down to
But he think-
you're communist for wanting to wear a mask.
Okay.
He's saying
That's
that, or
very
is he
American.
accusing the CDC of?
Well, no, he's saying like your mentality of listen to the government is what happens in a totalitarian communist state.
I was just saying that
It's a bit of a stretch to say
to
the
wear a mask, bro.
Yeah.
During
What the fuck?
during a pandemic and with an airborne virus.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Again, it
We're
seems
we're
pretty
30.
straightforward.
How many people were dying a day at the peak during around that time? It was like 10,000 people a day.
Something, yeah.
I mean,
a
it's
lot.
fucking crazy, bro. It's like
COVID-19!
I don't know if you guys have seen the data, but like in, for example, Southern California and New York and stuff like that, where people are getting the vaccine a lot, the COVID numbers are like dropping to almost nothing. But if you go to parts of the community where people are hesitant and not getting the vaccine, COVID is spiking in those communities. People are
Yeah.
getting sick. The virus is still spreading. And in LA, it's like gone. There's like no fucking virus here anymore. Guess why? Because vaccines work.
Yeah.
It's the same thing of masks too. I mean, the data was just so obvious. But somehow that's me. That's Maoist China.
By the way, we've experienced it ourselves. We've been around people that had it, and while we were wearing a mask, we didn't catch it. So
Right, had some close calls.
it's like
You're a Maoist, bro.
I do follow the guidelines, but it also makes sense. That's the bottom
And you had
line.
and you had.
If you have
direct
half a
experience,
brain,
too.
Well, that's why I'm
you
even
can
saying that
process
because
it.
it's like, when did the CDC ask anybody to like chop off an arm to prevent? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not asking you to do crazy shit. They literally said wear a mask and keep 6 feet apart from people. Is that really asking to like
it's
execute
so little to
your
ask.
neighbor?
Yes.
It's so little to ask, Steven. It's not Maoist China, bro.
We don't need slide presentation. Go to
I'm not
next
from
up.
Russia.
Yeah, very good.
Well, I guess he's
just trying to do the
yeah.
what?
Russians are communists.
The communist.
Got it.
Vladimir Putin.
I don't know if he was making.
Don't let him hear you say Vladimir Putin. He'll know. Vladimir Putin. Who's that? I've never heard of Russia. Who's the leader of Russia? Vladimir Putin.
Vladimir Putin.
I've never heard of the guy. Perfect pronunciation.
Exactly.
It's great. They just said don't think in so many words.
Yeah.
We including the words don't and think.
This guy's joke don't hit. He doesn't hit. He's never. I don't even understand.
You don't say.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to take your crops now, and good luck with the weight loss. Okay.
Listen, yeah, if we
What?
It's just wearing a mask, bro. It's not stealing your crops. You know.
Tell you what to think. You don't even have to think about it, dude. And they're the kind.
Also, last I checked, like, I mean, American democracy has, like, in terms, I mean, we're not in Russia, dog. Why are you so skeptical about this country? He's apparently this great patriot, but he's so skeptical. He's, like, of the institution of his own country that he's comparing the CDC to fucking Russians stealing food from peasants.
Yeah, you know, when this party happened and Hila was following the guidelines and everything, Donald Trump was president, and this was his administration's advice that he was following. Like, this is his guy.
Right.
You know, it's not
Impossible.
It's not communism, dude.
Donald Trump's vaccinated. He got that real quick. He got those stem cell babies shot right into his fucking eyeballs. You know what I mean? Donald Trump knows COVID's real.
People, you know those people where, let's say you make a self-deprecating joke, and,
Yes.
and then you say something like, I meant to do that, and then there's that girl who thinks she's really clever. She's like, yeah, right. Like, no, he didn't. It's like, oh, you caught something. This is what that is. Like, you don't even have to think about it, dude.
What is
People
this
out there.
analogy?
I literally
I'm not
can't even follow him. He's getting this is what, like, he's getting so worked up,
Yeah.
and you can tell his homie is just not even on
And
the
then
same
you say
page.
something like, I meant to do that, and then there's that girl who thinks she's really clever. She's like, yeah, right.
Homie
like,
does
no,
not
he didn't. It's like,
follow.
oh, you caught something. This is what that is. Like, you don't even have to think
Yeah.
about it, dude. People
Right.
out there are thinking.
Why?
if a few more
His
people
lips
had
are, like,
thought about it, we'd
salivating.
probably have a lot more European Jews alive, a lot more
Salivating.
Russians alive, a lot more Cambodians alive,
Listen
a lot more
to this.
Chinese
What is
alive.
this?
They've
No,
Listen
he
to
didn't.
this
It's
guy.
like,
Listen
oh, you
to Peter
caught
Pan.
something. This is what that is. Like, you don't even have to think about it, dude. People out there are thinking.
Why?
Look how wet his lip is. Why is his lip so wet?
Oh
Right?
my god.
He's salivating.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that the first time.
Look at him, dude. I'm gonna slow down.
Slobbering idiot.
Here, let me go to 25 speed. Let's get nice and close.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Thinking.
Gets nice and juicy lips. Look.
Oh god.
So wet.
about it, we'd probably
Ethan?
have a
Thank you. Anyway, now listen to Peter Pan. This one makes even less sense than everything else they've been saying.
a lot more European Jews alive, a lot more Russians alive, a lot more Cambodians alive, a lot more Chinese alive. They've all been massacred because people didn't think about it, okay?
So the
What?
Holocaust happened because
Okay.
who didn't think about it?
Is that a little bra
People,
moment?
just
or
people, just people didn't think about
Oh.
it. The reason the Holocaust happened is
I
because people
can't
didn't
even-
think about it, dude.
what? I can't even process.
Who didn't think about it? The Jews?
People. You're not following. You're not following what he's saying. The Pol Pot, Cambodia, millions of people dead. People didn't think about it, dude.
What didn't they think about? I'm pretty sure there was plenty of people thinking about how fucked up it was and had no power to control their destiny.
No.
Like, imagine the Jews on the train to Auschwitz.
Is
This
he trying to
if
say
they-
like that the Nazi soldiers were just following orders? Is that the point?
That's the only logical
trying to make?
explanation.
I guess that
Okay,
that's a better
but-
explanation than it's the Jews' fault because they just didn't think about it.
Well, it
It's
could
like,
go
well,
either way.
I guess
though.
I'll just get on this train.
No,
I
was
won't
like,
think about it.
This is awesome, dude.
Yeah, right.
This rules.
Putting on a
I'm just
mask.
gonna dig this ditch while my whole family starves to death. This rules.
Russians alive, a lot more Cambodians alive, a lot more Chinese alive. They've all been massacred because people didn't think about it, okay?
Yeah. Hey, hon, let's do a podcast where
People didn't think.
Hold on, let's listen
think
to the
about it.
we
comedian.
talk about things that we don't think about.
You know what this guy is? He's like a fucking thrift store Patton Oswalt. He looks just like him, but he's just
see it.
not.
I see it.
He's just damn. Okay, so here's another hot take from Dollar Store Patton.
Where we
Oswalt.
talk about things that we don't think about.
Yeah.
Isn't that your podcast? Got him.
Fucking
You didn't think much about the clip. You didn't even watch it, bro.
You know what? Let's just not think and broadcast. What could go wrong? Hey, follow us on Instagram, by
Hey,
the way. Or
well, I
follow me
love
on
this.
Instagram because you know,
Look at this fucking dude. He's such beta energy with the fucking cigar,
Yeah.
the holster.
all these dudes.
God.
The cigar thing is just the overcompensation
Yeah.
is real.
Is this guy
crazy.
trying to dress like Marty McFly, or is that actually an outfit he wears? Like,
No, that he has to be trying because that is actually.
that's
Marty.
literally Marty
Okay.
McFly.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
Marty.
Okay.
Dude, he wears a cigar. He's so alpha, bro.
Right.
so sick? It's so fucking manly to just have a big brown turd in your mouth all the time. It's fucking
Dude,
awesome.
and a holster? Man. This guy thinks about everything. Yeah, we have a lot to talk about Crowder, though.
Yeah.